Man, I look tired. I look really tired, and that's because guess what? I am. But yo, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video. For any of you guys that are new here, my name is Levi. It is currently Tuesday, the 3rd of October. We are officially 5 weeks, a little under 5 weeks out now. So it's getting to crunch time. We weighed in at an all new low today of 163.8. Weighed myself after the recovery today, and I'm not surprised. There's a lot of fluctuation probably right now between like a pound and 2 pounds, be from like 163 to 165. So that's going on. Also, we had a really awesome weekend. I'm exhausted from the weekend, but we had a good turnout for the pop-up that we did at Iron Temple Gym over in Puyallup, which was super sick. Got to meet some people, new faces, whatnot. The gym was super dope. Some of you guys saw in the video. Gosh dang, I'm so weak from going on this cut. Like, holding the camera is harder than it normally is. But yeah, so that was awesome. I just want to say thank you to everyone that supported KillBuillt. It was super sick, by the way. KillBuilt's got some beanies. I didn't know if you guys knew that or not. Link will be down in the description for those. Yeah, things have been good. Like nothing really to complain about. I have been kind of in a dark place, which we'll kind of talk about later. Nothing like insane, nothing bad, but it's more so part of like the process of what's going on, but like also real thoughts too that have surfaced because of this prep. So yeah, but I'm gonna edit right now. I gotta sit down at the station, get some work done. Got to get the video done that you guys previously saw before this one, and then we got to go to the store and pick up some things that won't.
What?
What am I saying?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
We just got to go to the store. You guys already know where we're pulling up. Big ol' Freddy's, come on. I'm gonna try to get myself some of those Zevia sodas because I need those right now, man. Like I'm dying. Well, not like I'm obviously not dying and people have it way worse. You get what I'm saying? No, like I'm so hungry today. Like, so we're gonna go in there, get Zevia. Hopefully, I might try a new flavor. I might try the ginger beer or whatever the hell it's called. So we'll see. I don't know. I just don't want to choose a flavor that I'm unhappy with because, I'm going through the suffering stuff right now. It would just, I can't put my car in park. Yeah, let's just go.
Welcome, valued customers.
All right, so the can is like completely just like mangled at the top. I need to grab a new one. I can't start out the taste test like that. I can't start out with the taste test with the mangled can, man, because it might just give it the wrong flavor. I don't know. Probably didn't even change it at all. Ooh, spicy. Ginger root beer. Taste test. Now I'm trying to figure out what the difference is between the root beer one that they have and this one. This one tastes better. This one's actually really good. Huh. Ginger root beer Zevia, you've outdone yourself. You take 3rd place over creamy root beer. First it goes cream soda, grape, ginger root beer. Phenomenal. Now that we've got that covered out of the way, that's great because then that just reduces the amount of suffering that I have to go through. And when you really break it down, it's not like it's bad, but it's not like, obviously I'm not dying. It does suck. Like, I'm not gonna take away from the fact that it doesn't suck, but I'm also not gonna like over exaggerate it or make it more than what it's not, if that makes any sense. But right now I'm just heading to community group for church. Some of you guys don't know. If you guys are in a community group or you don't do something, because I know not everyone is a follower that currently, is subscribed or maybe even watches the video and isn't subscribed. If you aren't subscribed yet, you should hit that subscribe button. You should always be linking up with people throughout the week. It's really important. See other faces, talk to people, have communication. It does a lot of good things for your brain. I believe it reduces serotonin and dopamine, which are really good neurochemicals for our brain. Make sure you're getting out, getting into community. If you don't have a community group and you go to church, your church has tons I'm sure you can tap into. Or you can even start one. So definitely do that though. But again, if you're not even in church, just make sure you're getting to see people and get together with a group of friends or people that you know, family, I don't know, just get together with some people. Feeling, I gotta pause this, extremely weak this morning. There has been disruptions kind of going on with this prep. Not really disruptions, but things haven't necessarily gone according to plan. There's no one to blame but myself. There were some things out of my control, some things that I couldn't predict. It is what it is. We'll talk about that a little later. Starting out with the incline Smith machine press today, really working the upper chest is what we're focusing on. You know, it's one thing to do flat bench for more so strength, but for actually building the chest, I think it's really important to do a lot of incline movements. So that's why on this prep, you guys see me doing a lot of incline. Helps to bring everything up and just give it a better look. Also just build your chest. So if you guys are doing too much flat bench, switch over to incline, whether it be incline dumbbell, incline barbell, Smith machine, whatever it is, try to stick more to incline. So yeah, we're hitting this today. Doing pretty good. I'm gonna hit a deload next week. I definitely need it. My body is screaming for some recovery time, so that'll be it. Other than that, doing pretty well this morning. I had a refeed last night. Again, we'll talk about why I did that a little later, but enough said.
Is it really love? Just watch me march towards the battle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. Watch me march if it couldn't break your heart. Is it really love? Castle. If it can't tear you apart. Is it really love? Castle. If it couldn't break your heart. Is it really love? Castle. If it can't tear you apart. Is it really love? I criticize.
When you guys are doing these flies, you don't want to use your biceps. And what I mean by that is you want to be pushing out and squeezing with the chest at the top, not going like that and pulling in, because that uses way too much bicep contraction. It can, me personally, I've actually gotten injuries from doing chest flies like that because there's so much strain in between the joints when you're doing that. So when you're going up, you want to squeeze with the chest, and it'll give it a way better contraction. It'll make the pump pretty nuts. Like today's chest pump is really good. Granted, I had to refeed, so pump's feeling really good. Still kind of like feeling very foggy. Yeah, I don't know, man. Been rough. But you live and you learn.
Bruh.
Earlier at the gym, I told you guys that I had made a mistake, and I wanted to talk about that in this video because I always want you guys to take something away from my videos, whether it's just a little bit of inspiration, whether it's a mistake of mine like I'm gonna be sharing today, whether it's knowledge that you guys didn't, have beforehand that I taught you on. And so I wanted to talk about a mistake today, and I think that there's a lot to, I would say, grasp from this. And yeah, I just really wanted to talk with you guys about it. I also wanted to be vulnerable too, and let you guys know that I'm not perfect. I think it's easy on social media to make it look like everything's perfect and everything's not. So the past couple of days I have been feeling like absolute shit. Like yesterday was bad. It was hard to even move or do anything. And trust me, being on a bodybuilding prep is kind of like that, more so toward show date. And I'm still a month out, and I'm feeling as if I'm gonna step on stage, in about half a week. I was already in that mentality kind of, and that's not good. And so a couple things. I talked to my dad about it, and we had gone over, can this thing shut up? Gosh, that's the prep talking right there. Gosh, it was driving me nuts. I turned that off. But yeah, so I talked to my dad, and he was like, look, dude, you need to cut back on the cardio a little bit, and you also lost weight a little too fast. And so I had a feeling that had happened a little bit. And so here on out, obviously I have recalibrated, I've adjusted some things, taken away some cardio, added some more food back in and whatnot. But I want to tell you guys the mistakes as well that got me to that point where I had lost weight too quick for this prep. And the reason that, losing weight makes it a big deal or significant play is because I want to have size on stage too. Like, yeah, it's cool to be lean and all, but if you can't fill out that look, it doesn't look as good for the judging and whatnot. Mistake number one that I made was I was too active outside of my training. And I talked about this in some of the videos and I didn't realize at the time it was a mistake. So I was going like hunting, I was going fishing and stuff, and you might think, oh, like those are cool, like recreational things to go do, and they are, and I advise everyone to go do it. But when you are on a bodybuilding prep and you are already on fairly low calories, you're doing cardio and weights every single day, adding those activities on top of what you're doing is burning that many more calories and that much more energy from your body. And I think that I just overdid it in that sense. Like I was telling you guys like, oh, this is something that I need, because I'm on prep and I still need to have a social life, which I don't think necessarily was a bad idea. I think that I can still do those. It's just next time going forward, if I do a bodybuilding show during this time period of hunting and fishing, I need to know that I need to back away from doing so much cardio and adjust from there. Or in all, I just need to just cut it out for, the time being and go forward. Or I need to do a show when this stuff isn't going on, which I probably will do next time. So that was the first thing, just doing too much outside of what I'm currently doing. Like it was just too much to handle. I should also mention like starting up school and everything is stressful. Like I had some stressful stuff, but that didn't really do too much. But had I not done all those events and burning all those extra calories, those things would have been easier to handle on. And the second thing is you could never plan enough. So in other words, like you can always plan more. And this is something that I think every single person does after they do some sort of show or they compete in something, is that, they reevaluate and go over like what they could have done differently. Like there's little mistakes in everything that you do. And so this is more so one of those normal mistakes that I would say comes with every single thing that you ever try to attempt, so this isn't huge. But definitely, you can always plan more. I thought I planned even more than last time, which I did. As you guys know, I wrote out a whole bodybuilding plan. I even wrote, the amount of calories and what foods I was going to take away and whatnot. But I think that I could have done something even further than, writing out my second workout plan months in advance like I had done my first one. Because I sat down and I was like, okay, like the second one will come up and I'll only have a few weeks till show day and I'll just come up with it. Didn't, and so that was on me, and so I kind of came up with it on the fly, and that just kind of causes chaos, uncertainty, and a lot of things that could have been avoided had I planned a little further along. And the third thing really intertwines with having a plan, but it's not, it's separate from that. It's reevaluating your plan and checking in on yourself. And this is where having a coach is huge and comes into play a lot. I don't have one simply because just bodybuilding isn't my priority. I know how to get cut and ready for the show and whatnot and all that good stuff. But yeah, having a coach would go so much further and such a long ways in this journey. But again, I just felt like, bodybuilding isn't that serious to me, so I don't really need one. Also, it's pretty pricey, and at the moment, KillBuillt is a priority. I need to focus a lot of my income toward that and helping that grow. So yeah, I just wish I would have reevaluated and checked in on myself, because although I wrote up a plan and whatnot, I never really reevaluated it and see exactly where I was. For example, when I wrote out the meal plan and how many calories I was going to cut to, I wrote out what I was going to cut out, but I didn't realize the micro and macronutrients that was cutting out. So for example, at one point prior to when I recorded the full day of eating on here, I saw, okay, well, I'm only having 170 grams of protein now. And I was like, I don't remember the protein being that low. And I realized, oh, because I never reevaluated and went over my plan to see exactly where I was going to be at during that time period. And so, I was lacking that department, and then I had to up the protein, and then I made the full day of eating just to get it proper and set away. So thank goodness I did the full day of eating, because I wouldn't have known that had I not done that. And so that was good. And it even affected me later on, to even when I got into the lower calories, because when I got into like where I'm at now, like 2200-ish, I didn't realize like my fat count and my, you know, carb count, and how like I could adjust those to maximize the amount of energy that I have throughout the day. And I just wish I would have done that. Again, you know, having a coach would have been great for that, because they would have been monitoring that, and they would have been cutting out the foods for you as you went, because they know like, okay, he needs this much protein, this fat, this carb. But yeah, it was just a simple mistake. Something that, you know, if I do this again, you know, I've always said after everything I've done, if I do this again, because I don't know if I'll ever live to see the next day to do it, not in like a negative way, it's just tomorrow's never promised. Yeah, you know, but I do make mistakes. Like that's why I wanted to incorporate this in this video. You know, it sucks because I'm definitely, unfortunately, like right now, I'm too small. Again, we're recalibrating, trying to get back on track with everything. And yeah, but I wanted to leave you guys off with this because I feel like this is really important, especially for me, and I know other people can relate out there with this. So whenever I make mistakes, I'm really hard on myself. And I've come to learn that we're human, and making mistakes is a part of life, and it's how we learn. And so if you're constantly blaming yourself for making mistakes, you are just so susceptible to anxiety, depression, so much negative stuff that it's just not even worth it. So if you can't learn to forgive yourself, I strongly suggest you forgive yourself and learn to, because it will free you from the bondage that anxiety and depression has on your life. This is something that I've had to practice, you know, and seeing that I made these mistakes, like my first instinct was to be hard on myself, but instead of being hard on myself, I was like, okay, well, what can I take away from this? What can I change? And what can we do going forward? So yeah, forgiving yourself is huge, you know, definitely a skill that I feel like a lot of people have to learn. So definitely try not to be too hard on yourself, guys, because I've definitely been there. But that is going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys liked today's video. If you guys did, be sure to give it a like. If any of you guys are new here, do not forget to press that subscribe button, because you guys know I will be back. And as always, die trying to do what you love. The sky is the limit. I'll see you all in the next one.